Okay, so I'll share my screen right now. I'm recording the class. So we have started. So welcome to the class. So like I said, I want this class to be very interactive. So first of all, let me know if you can see my screen. Just type yes. Okay. So only one person can see my screen. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 7. All right, let's go. Let's go there. Thank you for your feedback. So like I said, this class is going to be very interactive. I don't want to be the only one speaking. So if you have any questions or any commentary, just raise your hand or type in your feedback in the message box here. So I will see it there. All right, so basically for this class, I'll be talking about the assignment, the second assignment. So before we do that, let me get into the instructions. The instructions I gave. So there were 2 assignments. The first one was about creating a LinkedIn profile or account, sending me a connection there, and sending me a message. So please, if you have done that, just indicate. If you did that within the week, just indicate. Just indicate, let me know. Okay, 1 person. Okay, 3 persons so far. 4 persons, 5. Okay, 6. So out of 11, only 6 did that. So I wonder how this is going to work between us. So LinkedIn, if you want to learn content writing and grow in it and even make money from content writing, you need to be on LinkedIn. You need to be on LinkedIn. Of course, this week we are going to continue with our one-on-one sessions. So we cannot have that one-on-one session if you have not done that part of the assignment. You must do it. Create a LinkedIn account. Connect with me. The instructions are there, on the platform, on WhatsApp, the channel, and then the group. So please, you have to do that before we can have that one-on-one discussion again. Please do that. It's the requirement for that discussion, for the one-on-one discussion. You have to do that. I'm trying to help you out here. All right, that's good. So the second part of the assignment, let me go back to my screen. So writing task. The topic I gave was top 2025 trends in your chosen niche. So you have a niche, you have your own niche. You know that topic you are interested in, or that area you love, that industry you love, or you're already into that industry. That is your niche. However, I said, if you are not sure about your preferred niche, check out this article. So there was an article there I hyperlinked, right? So for somebody who at that point did not know their niche, the person should have just gone to that article to read about what niches. I think I gave some examples of niches and even sub-niches, right? The instruction was very clear. Then further instructions include write 500 words. Some of you were writing more than 500. It shouldn't be up to more than 500. 500 words. You were meant to write just 500 words or less than that, not more than that. So use Google Docs. Thankfully, all of you use Google Docs. Nobody sent me PDFs or MS Word as some of you did in the past. So the essay topic given should be the title of the document. That's the third instruction. So most of you did not follow this particular one, right? The essay topic given should be the title of the document. Some of you are just even writing the assignment as the topic, as the name of the document, the title of the document. No, please try and follow the instructions. Then number 4, follow this guide for the assignment. So the guide is what does content writing entail. This guide was meant to expose you to the steps you can take to create quality content. This particular guide. Then number 5, submit the assignment on or before Friday, February 14, 2025. Most of you submitted on that Friday, so I couldn't get enough time to read all of them, right? So I still have some pending. I've not read them, so I was reading them according to how you submitted. So if you have read your own, if I have read your own and giving you feedback, then you know it is how you submitted. So I've not read some others. So but please, I made some observations which I'll talk about in this particular part of our discussion this evening. So when you are done, share the document with Chinaza Atama gmail.com and leave this message for him. Hi, this is the first draft of my assignment. Please note, if you get confused at any point, contact me via WhatsApp at my number, my WhatsApp number. So now these instructions are very, very important to me because they serve as your content brief. There's something called content brief. Content brief is like that instruction. Let me see, I think someone wants to join the class, or someone just joined the class. Okay, somebody joined the class. Okay, there's something called content brief. That content brief contains all the instructions you need to be able to write a fantastic data-backed content. So take these instructions as the brief. So if you don't follow these instructions, it is not possible that you create quality content. So it's important. Once you miss this brief, once you don't follow these instructions I give, then you are doomed to produce very poor quality content. So however, because of the questions I was getting after I sent out this particular instruction, this particular brief, I decided to refine it, right? How to do your assignment, illustrate it. I said illustrate it. So once you have chosen your niche, follow the steps below to write the assignment. Number one, so I gave just 6 steps. Number one, research the topic. That's the first thing you should have done. Research the topic. So I left a guide there how to research for content writing. In 4 steps, there are 4 steps that we're going to go through this particular one. It's very important because that's the first step. You research about the topic. Because if you don't know about the topic, if you don't have full information about the topic, what are you going to write about? How do you convince your audience that you know exactly what you are trying to say in your writing? That's the question. Number 2, plan the content. Read how to plan content writing for beginners. I don't know how many of you read it. Number 3, draft the content. There was a guide there. The 4th one, edit the draft. There's a guide there. Number 5, format the draft. There's also a guide there. Number 6, submit the content. Share with chinaza@gmail.com. Then, as always, if you get confused at any point, contact me via WhatsApp at my number. Don't struggle to figure it out on your own when you have a guide. Remember, the word length is 500 maximum. Remember to use Google Docs, not MS Word. The topic should be the title of the document. The due date is Friday, February 14, 2025. These instructions are so important to me because if you miss out on any of them, you miss out on creating high quality content. And these instructions, like I've said, they are like the content brief, which includes everything you need to follow to create high quality content, right? The content brief contains details about the audience, about the topic, about the some of the resources you need to consult, right? So these things are important. If you start missing out on these instructions now, tomorrow you are going to miss out on the content brief. So when a client contacts you and gives you the content brief to produce content for them, you won't be able to follow through the brief. So if you don't learn it now, you don't learn how to follow instructions today, you are going to make such mistakes in the future. That's why it's important that you learn it. I cannot claim you passed through Simply Moses when you start missing the content briefs by then. Please follow the instructions. All right, so let's get to my feedback. But before then, let me know if you have any questions so far, any comments you want to make. So do that now so that we can forge ahead. If you don't have, just tell me to go ahead. Just type go ahead so I can go ahead. I'm waiting. Okay. All right. Okay. That means it is loud and clear. All right. Okay, my feedback. So from what I have read so far, like I said, I've not read all the articles, all the assignments you submitted. I read some of them, and I try to organize my thoughts on all of them into 5 topics or 5 points, if you like. So before I get into that, I want to share the goal of Simply Moses with you. So I'll go to the website, Simply Moses. So this is the website, this is the homepage. So on the first day, last Sunday, I showed you this website, and we didn't go through everything on this homepage due to lack of time. And again, it was the day we introduced the class. So let me just take my time now and go through what the homepage says. So what if your writing could engage and influence thousands, if not millions of people, and get them to take your desired action? Before that, what if you could express the interesting ideas locked in your mind and people understood you perfectly? What if in so doing, your target audience could connect deeply with you? What if you could become a top voice in your niche or industry because you simplified complex topics for your audience? So what if your writing could engage and influence thousands, if not millions of people and get them to take your desired action? Now, these are possible outcomes and you can make them your realities. But the thing is, when you communicate your thoughts, no one seems to pay attention. In short, no one cares about them. And so you think your ideas are not compelling enough. You think you are boring. The truth, you are not. So the point here is that there are so many things you can achieve by learning content writing. And because you are not there yet, you think you are a boring person. Like when you want to speak to people or when you post things on social media, people, you don't get the engagement you expect. So here is the real problem. Number one, so I've listed 4 problems here. Number 1 is your chosen topic. Number 2 is your audience. Number 3, the language to address them. Number 4, the format of your message. So let's go to the first one, your chosen topic. You have not learned to think clearly and articulate your thoughts. So you are not sure about the ideas you are sharing. So the point here is that if you don't know the topic, if you don't understand the topic, you are going to be nervous throughout the process of creating the content because you are not even sure of what you are writing about. So at the end of the day, you lose out. So the key lies in knowing and understanding the topic. Once you are clear about the topic, this is exactly what I'm supposed to do here, then everything else aligns with it. So number 2 is the audience. You don't know your audience, their challenges and pain points, and what they want to achieve. So for instance, you've seen from the last assignment, the very first assignment, about your reasons for wanting to learn content writing this year, 2025. How I wanted to know 2 major things. The first one, your personal reasons for wanting to learn content writing. And secondly, the urgency of these reasons. Like, why do you want to learn content writing this year? Why is it so important? What is at stake? Right? So these were the things I was looking out for when I was reading the assignments. So, and if you did not get these things right, then the result is that you did not know that I was your primary audience. And I made it clear in the group and on the channel that I'm your primary audience and you should address me. So the third one is the language to address them, because once you know your audience, you know exactly how you would address them. So back then, for people who understood the assignment I gave, that's the very first assignment, they spoke to me as though I were their friend. So they not bother using very confusing words, right, or trying to impress me with the vocabulary they have, right? Because they understood that I was posing as their friend and they needed to share something from their heart with me. So your words are lifeless and inactive because you don't write clearly, coherently, and from the heart. When you're addressing your friend, you pour out everything. There's no need to paint words. And that's the idea. The fourth one is the format of your message. You don't structure your message or content the way your audience can receive it. So for this one, it's not something we'll look into immediately. It will take some time. They have covered this very topic on the website, the one about formatting your content. But for now, I just want you to understand the topic and your audience. These are the 2 major ones. And that was why you can see, number 1 is your chosen topic, number 2 is your audience. These are the 2 major things or problems you need to tackle. Once you tackle these 2, the rest will just align. So I help you solve this problem in 3 ways. Number 1 is content strategy. So content strategy actually includes the instructions I give you, the content strategy. So define your content goals. I just need to know the goal. The first goal was for me to know. I'm referring to the first assignment. Your personal reasons for wanting to learn content writing. That's the content goal, the number 1. Number 2, the urgency of these reasons. Then know your audience. We've talked about it. Choose your content types and formats. I told you about it. Plan the content creation and distribution across. These ones are what we'll talk about later on. Then content writing and content editing. We'll still talk about these ones later. So let me just move ahead. So those are the goals, right, of Simply Moses, the mission. So our goal at Simply Moses is to write clearly. For you to write clearly, engagingly and persuasively. So 5 mistakes. So I think I told someone while we were having this one-on-one discussion that once you see a topic and it has X, then it means you can put a number there. So when you are drafting, you can have X because you don't know the number of reasons or mistakes or factors to consider until you are revising the content, the piece of content. That's when you now say, okay, 5 mistakes. For instance, you can see from my outline that there are 5 of them, 5 mistakes. So I'm going to replace this X with 5. I just left it this way to demonstrate this particular point. But subsequently, you start seeing some of them. When I give you assignments, right, I'll be like X things or top 2025. How do I put it now? The idea is just that number. So X in content writing represents like a number, and you are free to choose any number you want, right? So that's the point there. So 5 mistakes that will prevent you from achieving this goal, right? So the idea is in all the assignments I give you, I look forward to seeing you write clearly, engagingly, and persuasively. And these 5 mistakes will definitely prevent you from achieving this goal of clear, engaging, and persuasive writing. So number one is not writing on the correct topic. So I don't care how long or how much I stress on this matter because it is very important. This is where everything starts, the topic. So if you review, for some of you have reviewed the assignments, for some of you have not reviewed the assignments, and for some who are still writing, if you go back to your assignment, look at the topic you wrote on, you discover that some of you decided to choose another topic. I give you a topic to write on, and you give yourself another topic. So I had to, create an entire blog post from this for this particular class, and this is it. So that's not good. I'm your audience. I have asked you a question on topic A, and you give me an answer. That your answer is the content on topic B. Why would I care to read or listen to whatever you have to say about topic B? I want content on topic A, not topic B. No matter how topics A and B are related, they might be related or they might seem related, but they're not the same. They're still not the same. So this is like the love language in human romance. Thank God yesterday was 2 days ago was 14th February, Lovers Day. So I'm sure you can have a very good imagination about this. So this is like the love language in the human romance. If your lover's love language is spending quality time together, and you decide instead to be absent in their life and be sending them money and gifts, do not expect that they feel loved by you. What they ask for is quality time, not money, not gifts. Well, I'm not saying that money, I do not send them money and gifts, so that's not what I'm saying. But get the point. They have asked for answers or responses on topic A, and you left topic A and gave them content on topic B. They're not going to be invested in whatever you are saying there. But the good thing is that content writing is not as complicated as love language. In content writing, the topics are predetermined. That is, your primary audience will ask you specific questions, and your job as a content writer is to answer that specific question. It is that simple. The other point is that all the topics you are given to write on come with keywords. This is why you must follow the instructions. What are keywords? There are specific terms, words, or phrases people type into search engine boxes, when searching for answers to their questions on Google and other search engines. So with time, I will explain what I mean by keywords, search engines, and how Google is the king and queen of search engines. But not now. It's not relevant for this class. This also means you need to study your audience more to understand the specific areas of the question they might be interested in reading about. So for your niche, there are so many areas or sub-niches. So if you have read that particular article I put in there in the instruction as a guide for you, you would have seen that table where I have topics and subtopics, or niches and sub-niches. So the idea is this: somebody might be interested in sports, but they might not be interested in any news about Ronaldo. Maybe they're more interested in Messi. Both of them are football players. But while some people are interested in Ronaldo, the others are interested in Messi. So this is why it's important. When you know your audience, you know that this person, even though both of you love sports, this person doesn't want to hear about Ronaldo for whatever reason. So that's why you need to know your audience. So again, the good thing is that I'm your primary audience here, and I have always encouraged you to ask questions whenever you are confused. Only a few of you ask me questions, but the rest, I don't know. Now, your research starts with understanding the brief, the instructions given. So somebody has given you an instruction. You don't understand the instruction, or you are confused about that instruction, you reach out to the person. The person is available, right? Reach out to the person and ask for that question. So the person can give you more guidance. So please, if this first point is clear, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if I can move forward, then let me know so I can move forward. Okay, so Anita, let me hear from you. Anita, you raised your hand. Okay, I can go on. Let me see. Any questions or should I move on? Just let me know, indicate. Ask me to move on. If what I have said now is very clear to you, I can move on. Indicate, please. At least we are up to 11 in this call. Okay. Okay. Or some of you consulting your questions. Okay. All right, I guess I should move on. So the second mistake, not researching about the topic. So this one still aligns with the first one. So I asked you a question about what you are supposed to know. In this last assignment, I wanted to know the top 2025 trends in your chosen niche. Listen again, your chosen niche, not my chosen niche. This means you only had to choose a niche you are passionate about. Or maybe you have lied about your niche. I don't know. For if you claim to be interested in that area, that topic, that niche, how is it that you don't know what is happening there? Because the topic says trends. What is a trend? These are top stories, right? These are the things that are happening in that industry, the news. That's a trend. So you can't claim that sports, for instance, is your niche, and you don't know what is happening in sports. Maybe football as a sub niche, right? So that's the idea. You should know what is happening there, because I didn't give you an assignment on my own niche, but on your own niche. So if this is your own niche, then you should definitely know what is happening, what is going on in that area, that industry. So examples of niches include real estate, finance, business, sports, online games, marketing, SEO, healthcare. If like someone wants to make a comment. Okay, Barry, you are okay.
Sorry,
All right. Okay, let's go ahead. Now let's assume you got the topic right. Top 2025 trends in healthcare, for instance. Let's assume this is very correct. So let's assume you got it right. The next thing is to research it, to understand it better. I shared a guide on how to research for content writing in 4 simple steps. You were meant to use this guide to understand the topic given. You were not supposed to write from your head. But I left a guide there, and we're going to go through that guide to identify the steps you should have used to create this particular assignment. By researching properly and gathering data, you find sources of your claims. On whose authority do you write? Are you an expert in your chosen niche? If not, why would I, your audience, listen to you? Why? Tell me. This is exactly why your content is not engaging and persuasive. Because you are not sure about what you are writing about. Because why should I believe you? Why should I take your word? I mean, you are not even confident in what you are saying. Right? So you cannot wake up tomorrow, for instance, and tell me that P2B is or P2B said something. So it is unbelievable because you are not P2B number one. So P2B is the authority, the person you are citing as the source of whatever you are trying to say he said. But how about maybe P2B shares something on X, formerly Twitter, and then you are citing it. This is what P2B said, something about Tinubu, and finally this is the tweet. Right? That is your source. So you don't just wake up and start saying things. You are not, except you're an expert. And if you're an expert, then fine. We will still have to know. There are other experts who can agree with you on whatever claims you are making. So when you do your research, it is easier to now find sources to whatever claims or those things you believe. You believe something, and then you start researching on it to make sure that what you believe is true, is objectively true. So how many people have said something about it? How do you defend this belief you have about that topic? That's the essence of research, right? Once you know the authority behind whatever you are saying, then you can quote that source in confidence, confidently, with courage. So let's look at this a guide on how to research for content writing in 4 simple steps. All right, so Let me just read the introduction and I will get into the steps. Writing without researching is like going on a journey without knowing your destination, right? You will cover some distance, of course, but you are more likely to get lost or off track. That's exactly what happens when you write without researching. Look, even if the writing is coherent or articulate, it can be shallow and misleading. I've put together a step-by-step guide on how to research for content writing effectively with examples. So sometimes you can hear people make bold claims. They say a lot of things and those things sound so true, like they are very believable because the points are coherent or they seem logical, right? But it can be shallow. The writing or the saying, whatever gist the person is sharing, can be shallow and misleading. So without sources to back up your claims, then you are not doing a nice job as a content writer. So there are 4 simple steps to take to do proper research. The first one is understanding the topic. Number 2, knowing the audience. Number 3, finding relevant keywords. Number 4, looking at what competitors have written. Now, I was going to excuse number 3, like you did not need to do that because you are not trying to rank for anything with the assignment. No. So, but then I felt it was important for you to learn how to understand the topic, how to know your audience, and how to look at what competitors have written. So the steps 1, 2, and 4 were very important if you use them, right? But for 3, the third one wasn't as important as the rest. So I excused the third point, the third step. So how do you understand the topic? The guide is here, so I don't need to go through the guide, right? But the point is, gather information from reliable sources. Who are your sources? So how do you get your sources? From industry magazines. So if your niche is a health or healthcare, then you consult healthcare magazines or healthcare blogs and websites or books. And then social media. For instance, Apropos Doctor is a source, is a primary source of information when it comes to medicine. So if you search Apropos Doctor, probably his YouTube video, then it solidifies whatever points you are trying to make on that particular trending story you would have written about in this particular assignment. So that's the idea. So here I used fashion as an example, and you can see for fashion magazines, you can see Vogue and the rest. You can see fashion blogs and websites like who, what, where. Like these are fashion blogs and websites. Social media, of course, when you talk about fashion, you are thinking about Instagram and Pinterest. So these are like sites where fashion designers or people who are interested in fashion, these are the places they go to for inspiration or to share their stories. So the second place is the second thing is looking for credible statistics and data. I think someone wants to join the class. Oh, the call ends in 15 minutes. All right. Okay, looking for credible statistics and data. We're not going to go into the details for now because you are just meant to share stories. And you don't need you might need surveys and industry reports on the assignment. But I guess if you read this well, then you will have done a great job on that. So the second one is knowing your audience, and in knowing your audience, you know their demographic traits. Like these are traits that tell you who the audience is in basic terms, like their age, their gender, geographic location. If your audience is a Nigerian, then you use the Nigerian English to address them. You can even use PG as long as you gist that person. But that was the idea of the assignment. The person's income level, educational level. So if the person is Nigerian and they have not been to school, then you address them in a language they can understand. The occupation can also determine the kind of language you use or the kind of topics you can address, the areas of that topic you want to point out to them, right? So these are things you have to consider. So this is a very detailed guide on that. So I would advise you to go back to it and follow the steps accordingly for subsequent assignments. The other one is psychographic traits. So if your content feels personal to your audience, they will engage with it. So this helps with engaging content. It helps you with creating engaging content, right? Because if you are saying something to somebody and they are not interested in that topic, then you must be wasting your time, right? So these traits include their values and beliefs. So imagine talking about Islamic values to somebody who is a Christian. They might not be interested in that. It doesn't. The values you are sharing might not make them connect right? They may not be able to connect with the values you are sharing because the values differ, the beliefs differ, right? So the lifestyle and hobbies, the person's personality, attitudes, interests, social status, motivations, pain points, needs, and wants. So these are things you consider. So, but you don't learn these things immediately. It takes time for you to learn. Content writing is not no be beans. That's how Nigerians put it. Content writing no be beans. It's difficult to learn, but when you learn content writing, you reap the fruit. All right. So let me go over to the third one. So the third one is finding relevant keywords. This one is not very necessary for the assignment. So I will go to the fourth one. So I was expecting for this fourth one that if you did your research, of course. For instance, somebody was writing about a top trends in a particular industry, and well, I did my research because as I was reviewing the assignment, I was also doing my research to confirm what you guys were doing and the trends, because I'm not into that industry, right? That's not my niche. So I needed to find out. I did my own research and found that the person was just saying another thing. He was just making up stories. It was funny, right? But if you did your research, you will have found what other people have said about that topic by just simply Googling it. What are the top trends in my niche? Your niche is healthcare. Go to Google and ask Google. It is part of the research. You don't have to write from what you think you know. Do the research and find out. And that's what the fourth step is talking about. Yeah, competitive analysis. Okay, I've passed that point. So this is it. Look at what competitors have written. So other articles can still outrank yours even if you use all the right keywords. So I was just talking about the keywords, which we don't need to talk about now. Okay. So the good thing is that I'll be recording the class, so I'll still share the video with you for those who might not be here. If you're having network issues, no worries. Okay. So when you look at what other people have written about the first ranking articles on Google, when you research about that, you just type that topic into the Google search box, and then you find a lot of articles. Read the first 5, the ones that are ranking. Read them and see what they have said, what is trending in this particular niche. Okay, somebody just joined the call. So from there, you can now read and know what is trending, and then form your own opinion, right, about that particular trend or story or news, and then share with me. That was the idea, right? So you identify your main competitors. I have said that they are the top ranking websites. When you research on Google, they are the top ranking, at least first 5. Then you analyze the content. You read what they have said, analyze it, right? Think about their titles, the content depth, the visual elements they have used, the keywords, the tone and style. So I don't write exactly what they have written. You have to recreate your own to make it original. Then evaluate their audience engagement. So some websites, they have comment section. So the visitors on the website, are they commenting? What are they saying? Right? These are things. But for now, what I wanted you guys to do was just to look up that topic on Google and then gist me about what is trending in your industry. So I think we're running out of time. So that'll be all for this particular how to research for content writing. So number 3 is not knowing your audience. Not knowing your audience. We have talked about it. So everything in marketing is about the customer. Content writing is an online marketing strategy for attracting, engaging, and delighting current and potential customers or audience. Therefore, as a content writer, you assume the position of authority on that topic and inform, enlighten, and empower your audience. Your job as a subject matter expert, SME, expert, skilled and experienced person in your niche or authority is to engage and persuade your listeners or readers. But you can't do this if you don't know who your audience is. If you know who your audience is, you will know the areas of that topic they might be interested in, how your content will engage and help them, and how to address them. That's the language and the tone to use. So the guide I shared with you, how to research for content writing in 4 simple steps, explains this point in more detail. So we have talked about the audience, and I can't be tired of emphasizing how it's important that you take some of these things seriously, the topic and your audience. Once you know these things, then you are geared towards creating high quality, engaging content. So the last 2 things I want to talk about are using AI as your master instead of your assistant. I've told you, you don't need to use AI as long as you want to learn content writing from me. You don't need to use AI to write at this point. If you use AI to write, then how are you supposed to learn? I don't edit AI. I don't need to review what AI has written. So there's no point using AI, except you're using AI for research, not for writing. If you use AI for writing, I will know. I will know. I was among the first people who started using AI to write. In fact, when AI came out, I was aware. I knew what was trending then, and I still know what is trending. So there's no way you use AI and I will not find out. I will know. So there's no point using AI. If you use AI, I won't read your assignment. So you don't have to use AI yet. Tomorrow you use AI. When you learn to write, you use AI better. But for now, please don't use AI. Just follow the instructions. If you have any questions, you let me know. Number 5, not outlining your points before drafting. So what are those trends? The first thing you ask yourself, when you follow the guys I've listed, the first thing you ask yourself is, what are those trending stories in my niche? You list them. Maybe there are 10. I don't care the number as long as you are writing within the word length, right? But let's say you choose 3. You write number 1. So and so thing is trending. Number 2, so and so thing is trending. Number 3. Once you just list these 3 things, the 3 points, then you start explaining. That's the outlining for you. So you don't just start off and you start writing. You wake up and start writing. So that's where your content cannot be well structured without an outline. But we'll get to that in the long run. So for now, I think we have 5 minutes before the class ends. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know so I can deal with it. Thank you. Any questions? Okay. Okay. So I'll share the video recording later on. If you have any questions, let me know here. If you are free to ask here, you can send me a private message on WhatsApp. I'll answer and I'll share with others as well so that everybody can learn. Any questions so far, let me know. If you have any questions, just tell me to move ahead. Just write move ahead or move on or write down, whatever. Okay. So we have 4 minutes. So that'll be all for this particular class. Just to summarize, know the topic. So if you go back to what you have written or what you intend to write, you discover that you didn't follow the instructions. And once you fail to follow the instructions, you are going to miss out. You are not going to do fantastic work. You are not going to create the content you desire to create. Follow the instructions. If the topic says top 20-25 trends in your niche, make sure that is your topic. Because once you change that topic, once you remove any word or misplace any word, then you start writing another thing. Then once you understand the topic, the next thing is to know your audience. Who are you addressing? So for now, you are addressing me, right? So I'm your friend and you're addressing me. So speak to me like that, as though I were your friend. So in that case, you are not trying to impress me. You are just trying to tell me about this 10 that you know or that you like, something you have discovered, right? So you don't need to use AI to speak to your friend. So it's also part of why you shouldn't use AI at all. For now, at some point, I will guide you on how to use AI because you can't even use it now. So please take note of these things. I have said it, I have done it, I have seen it. Once you fail at using the writing on the correct topic, once you miss out on that one, every other thing you'll be writing will just correspond to the wrong topic. And you're not going to get the best out of the lessons. So please, then I'm going to give you another assignment. Just make sure you have you apply some of these points or lessons you have been learning so far in the last assignment. Next Sunday will be our last class, and before then you would have heard from me. So please just fix a date with me. Just let me know 15 to 30 minutes throughout this week when we can discuss your assignment. If you have not done the assignment, please do that so I can read